Uti Nwanchukwu slams Pastor Adeboye for telling his married son to fire secretary that excites him. Secondly, Daffy Blanco claims that Peruzzi raped her and also collected 15 million naira from her. I blocked my husband from Instagram, says Nollywood actress Ikpe-Etim. Hi everyone, welcome to CB, just your home of top-notch entertainment and celebrity gossip. We got you covered 100. I am Watibe, so let's roll. Uti Nwanchukwu slams Pastor Adeboye for telling his married son to fire secretary that excites him. Okay, all right, let's be logical. Yes, okay, something like that could happen and finally you have to cut off the person or sack the person to preserve name and all of that. But let's look at this from this angle. What if the secretary was a male secretary and the so-called man of God was a woman? Would there have been any report? Would there have been anything like sacking somebody? And at the same time, before these decisions were made, like I said, fine, it's social media and the world is a social world, fine. But what I notice is that, or what we do know is that the world holds men of God to a higher standard. Now, it works two ways, because as much as you are trying to preserve the position in which you have been put, at the same time, you also have to look at the other way around. Because now, okay, fine, the secretary is out of a job. She can't pay for her house. She can't pay for her children's school fees. The children drop out. They become this. They become. I mean, there are so many things that could go wrong with all of this. So, and at the same time, what bugs me is the fact that he had to wait for Pastor Adeboye, his dad, to help him make that decision. I mean, come on, what is going on? Fine. A lot of people will say yes. It's either the lady was doing something or the pastor himself was not being disciplined. But either way, I'm thinking he shouldn't have had to wait for his dad to make that decision for him, because some people will say, what if somebody was married and the maid did this and the wife fired? But that's a different thing entirely, because like I said, men of God are held to a higher standard. So I feel before they do something, they should also look at that standard on the aspect of the other person. Because now that she has been fired, on what counts is she being fired? Is it on the count of trying to purposely lure the so-called man of God? Or in this case, is it the man of God that could not control himself and had to look for a way out by firing the lady? So I don't know, it's just an all-around something. But all in all, I feel, bottom line from what I'm thinking is, let's just practice what we preach. Because as much as we're like, oh yes, if your right hand is doing this, this is cut it off. At the same time, now that the so-called right hand or left hand has been cut off, what happens to the lady? Because before you know it now, nobody will talk about this again. It's not going to be mentioned. In fact, it will just be like a passing. Nobody will remember it. But all in all, what happens to the lady? And this serves as a lesson, basically, because we hear stories like this all the time, but we do not know where they end or where they start. UK-based singer Daffy Blanco accuses Peruzzi of raping her and collecting 15 million naira from her. Now, so far, so good. The story is that she had contacted Peruzzi to write a couple of songs for her and also paid him up front. Now, we don't know what the story was or what went down, but she went on to talk about the fact that she had gone to a hotel room drunk and Peruzzi had trailed her there, raped her, and I do not even want to know the rest. But basically, I feel Peruzzi should be preparing for a really, really big legal battle, because she went on social media to post up every proof of both the songs, the conversations they've had, the video, and everything. So I feel this is going to be a very, very rough time for Peruzzi, because according to her, their lawyer had actually showed up to help them settle things out of court, and they had also sent a couple of documents to make sure that she keep quiet. But she's no longer doing that, and she's ready for them big time. But honestly, though, I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Peruzzi has too many things going on for me right now, because last time it was King Patrick, now it is Daffy, because I cannot put my head around it. Is he a writer? Is he a musician? How are all these things coming together? Now, we can all say this is cooked up and it's a story from somebody, but there's too much evidence to give that thing like a story of being a cook-up or something. There's too much evidence for that. I don't know how they're going to wriggle their way out of this one, but it is so not going to be a really good time for him. And finally, Ikpe-Etim, Nollywood actress, says, I blocked my husband on Instagram. Now, y'all be wondering, come on, why are you blocking him? It's your husband and all of that. But hey, let's not forget that throughout last year was a really in fact, I don't know, life-changing time for her, because she finally came out about her sufferings, her removing her womb, and the pain that went on ahead with her, both emotionally and physically. And yeah, the beautiful actress is 45 as well. So far, she's always thanking her husband for standing by her through all of these things. And yes, on why she blocked him, she said he had actually created an Instagram account to check up on her while she was making all the confessions about her life and all of that on social media. Okay, a lot of people might say stalker much, but I consider that very sweet. Now, I'm sure he did not want to say a lot of things on social media, but thought about doing that, and in a way where she won't be like, oh yes, why are you all up in my business? Well, all in all, I'm sure she's not really mad at him. All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. Thank you guys for sticking with us. I hope you have fun. Just like always, like I always tell you, don't be strangers. Let us know what you think in the comment section about everything we say. We'd like to hear your opinion. Do that by following us on every of our social media pages, on Instagram at CameraBoy.tv, Facebook at CameraBoy Official, Twitter at CameraBoy TVNG, and also like and subscribe our videos on YouTube at CameraBoy TV. And if you want, you can follow me as well on my personal page at Watife_ONI. Same thing on Facebook, same thing on Twitter. Until I come your way next time, I'll leave a Doshi.